One aim is to change the shape of this, and it's important to recognise it's not to stop everybody getting it. You can't do that. It's not possible to stop everybody getting it, and it's also actually not desirable because you want some immunity in the population. We need to have immunity to protect ourselves from this in the future. The second big aim that we need to look for is how in that we protect the vulnerable and the elderly, who are at most risk of serious illness and dying from this. And the elderly and the sick are much more likely to get that. So during the period of peak transmission, we need to protect them at that phase. And then looking after the elderly in terms of preventing them from getting infected, that's not so much about stopping or reducing the transmission in society, that's about them not getting it. And importantly, we're also talking about making sure that during the peak, when people are most likely to get infected, the elderly and vulnerable are properly protected. When you look at infections across whole communities, when you get up to about 60% of people who've had it, you get something called herd immunity, which means we're then all a bit protected from it. So that's, if it does get to that level, that provides quite a lot of protection going forward, as this may become an annual event like seasonal flu. Also, because most people, the vast majority of people, get a mild illness, to build up some degree of herd immunity as well, so that more people are immune to this disease and we reduce the transmission. At the same time, we protect those who are most vulnerable from it. To protect the elderly and vulnerable, and to make sure that during that peak they are protected as well as you can, because that's the group that stand the biggest chance of having a serious outcome from this. So we want to suppress it, not get rid of it completely, which you can't do anyway, and also allow enough of us who are going to get mild illness to become immune to this, to help with the sort of whole population response, which would protect everybody. We think that this virus is likely to be one that comes back year on year, become like a seasonal virus, and communities will become immune to it, and that's going to be an important part of controlling this longer term.